Hello, hello, hello. It's been 2 weeks or so since we last heard from Norm Winski, which is 2 weeks too long. It's the 13th of January, 2025. It's our first visit with Norm this year. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I was last on your show on December 30th, and I gave pointed out a couple of cycle points and indicated some forecasts based on those. AC, just to refresh your memory, is after the close, so we'd be looking for something the next morning. So the night of the 30th, December 30th, we had a new moon in Capricorn. Anytime we have a new moon, full moon, we look for financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and coffee to possible turns in those markets. And then the night of the 31st, over the New Year's holiday, we had Jupiter to a U.S. point. That's a USA natal chart. That's for stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar, based on when the USA was founded on July the 4th, 1776. So now let's look at the markets now. We have three kind of markings on the charts here. We have green, that's good. That means you had a chance to make money. Red means you didn't have a chance to make money. And yellow means it's a pass because we're just going sideways. So we look for the market to go up, 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 and then a reversal, or down, 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 and then a reversal, or if it's sideways, we do nothing. Here's a sample of going sideways. Corn is very sideways there, I would say. And so we take a pass with the yellow box. There's another one, soybeans doing pretty much the same thing, yellow box. However, here's a contrast. Wheat was going up, 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 and if you sold there the morning of the 31st, I think you would have been pretty happy if you waited one more day, because you see you got a big down there on the wheat. That was good for about 52 down to 30, about 25 cents. So that's, I think, about $1,250. There we go, in just a couple of days. Here's coffee. Look at that, the low of the month and we don't usually follow coffee for new moons and full moons, because this new moon was in the sign of Capricorn, which is associated with coffee. Then we look at that's once a year. That happens once a year. We have coffee making the low the whole period here, right there, and then the coffee's a beast because every penny is $375, and you're looking now at a move of, let's see, about 320 up to about 330, easy 10 cents there. So that's at least $3,750, just to give you a rough estimate. Here's silver right on a very nice low there, and then up, up, and away. And here's your gold doing pretty much the same thing. And here's crude oil, did not work. That was a miss. And then we have S&P popped up here into the morning of the 31st. And then I had a nice pullback there for about, 40 down to, looks like about 60 handles there. And then you're just kind of chopping and going sideways into the next day. So we did nothing there. Here, bonds rallied into the morning of the 31st for a high, and then you had a decline into the.
Norm, we can't hear you.
Are we are we okay?
We're okay now, but I couldn't hear you for about.
Hello, Jeff.
I couldn't hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, bonds are bounced up there for about. That's good for about a. Let's see, 13, about a half a buck there. So that's $500 there on that second signal on the bonds. The dollar didn't. You had a good. The day was good, but if you got in early in the morning, obviously that was too much drawdown. So I'm counting that as a miss. Here, the Canadian dollar, you rallied into the moon, and then had a nice decline. And here's the Japanese yen, rallied into the moon, and then had a nice decline. So we add up the green arrows and red arrows. You got 9 winners, 2 misses out of 11 for 81.82%. Now I got a special gift, for New Year's gift for everybody. I'm going to talk about every year in early in February. I take the price action of January and extrapolate that out. This is based on something called fractals. Fractals are a branch of what's called chaos theory, which is within the umbrella of theoretical physics, how things all through nature operate. And so it sounds very advanced, sophisticated, and probably if you Google it, you'd probably end up doing calculus. But guess what? I'd be able to reduce this to simple. Nothing that I do is over fifth grade level. I could teach a 10-year-old to do this in about 10 minutes. Let me give you a couple examples now. Take the January price action, extrapolate it for the year. And now sometimes these fractal models are upside down, so you have to flip them, mirror image. And here's crude oil. It worked out pretty well, I think. Look at that. There we go. There's the black. Oh, let me explain. The blue bars were the forecasts I published in February, and the black bars the actual results. And here's the NASDAQ. That was pretty nice too. The blue bars were the forecasts for the year, and the black bars are the results. So if you think this is interesting, I'll give it to you for free and a free class to show you these different things, and you get a free class, and I'll tell you the secret of how I do it, and it's super simple. I promise it's super simple. I know you're thinking you may not be able to do it, but I'm promising it's really, really simple. All right, so moving ahead here now, looking ahead tonight, this evening, actually in about an hour or two from now, from when we're doing this, we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. AC is after the close, so overnight, between now and tomorrow. And we'll be looking for financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and silver. Look at those markets. Silver had a big down today, so it's on the top loser list, and for percentage-wise, I believe. And so it could be a nice setup tomorrow morning for a reversal in silver, for example. Financials are your stocks, T-bonds, and currencies, grains, precious metals. Yeah, everybody knows precious metals are silver and gold. And I've emphasized silver because the full moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is the ruling sign for silver. Then the afternoon of the 16th, we have a Venus cycle for cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, wheat. Then the weekend of the 17th, we have a Mercury cycle for corn. That's aphelion, so that also involves the sun because that's when Mercury is its farthest point from the sun. And we had one back in October, I remember. It was right before the big top. We had a short-term top there, and a gold dropped like $50 in a day. And then we had on October 30th, we had Venus aphelion, and that was the big top at over $2,600, I think is the price. And it hasn't dropped over $200 since then. So there, corn, gold, soybeans, wheat. Pluto, the night of the 23rd, we have Pluto apogee. That's the annual cycle when Pluto's at its farthest point from the Earth. And we're looking at cocoa, copper, hogs, and T-bonds. And also that night we have heliocentric. That's from the point of view of the sun. Mars will enter the sign Leo, and that's corn and gold. So looking forward to helping some of the folks. Oh, let me just tell you, if you're new and you don't know me, I've been doing this about 50 years now. I'll have my 50th anniversary from when I went on the CBOE, Chicago Board Options Exchange, May of 1975. And also I was trading, doing this stuff while I was in college before I got to Chicago there. So I've been doing it really over 50 years. And so looking forward to helping some of the folks there, Jeff. If you're hitting over 80% winners, I'd love to hear about it. And if you're not, you need to call me so that you can get better. You got to always be studying and learning and getting better in the trading game, or you are probably headed for failure. So please give me a call. That's Norm here in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. I do other things, by the way, too, other than the Astro. I forgot to mention on my bio here, I got Gain, Elliott Wave, astrophysics, music cycles, all kinds of different advanced methodologies I apply to the markets, and everything I do is simple, Nothing's. I reduce everything to grade school, so everybody can do this. And oh, there's my phone. Here's my email, and Winski@yahoo.com, or you can call me on Skype using the same my email address, nwinski@yahoo.com. Looking forward to hearing helping some of the folks there, Jeff. Everybody have a great week. Thanks a lot.
Norm, we've been doing this for years. You're as consistent as anyone I've ever seen, and we'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.